We're here. 3-episode role, Main Spider came here and came and said, aka the villain of the Blur Cartel, Luce V, the proprietor of Blur Proof Entertainment, the associate of Blurred officials, the Hokage of mostly other things that he's running in his life. So,
I don't run a lot of. Yeah, I do. I kind of do. But
be wrong.
Yeah. I'm content director of the blur.com, originator of founder of the Blur Proof Entertainment, and I'm trying to do my part over here at the Blur Cartel too for the 3-episode rule and my features on the rest of the shows too.
Don't forget running a nonprofit. All that.
Oh yeah. I don't run. Oh God, I don't even want that. The job of running the nonprofit. I do their social media. I'm the social media coordinator for the Galactic Tribe nonprofit. And if you're looking at this, go ahead and download that app. The Galactic Tribe app is on both Apple and Android, so you can download it anywhere. Come give us some love. All that information coming on through there.
Yes, sir. And then, Ebony Moonbeam, she got a lot going on right now.
Yeah.
Us and for herself on a lot of social media platforms. So I'm going to let her explain.
Hey, everybody. I'm Ebony Moonbeam. You can find me at Ebony_Moonbeam on most social media platforms. And I'm also 1/3 co-host of the female Blur-led podcast called Waifu Views. And yeah, I have a lot going on. I am participating in 31 days of Halloween cosplay because I'm a cosplayer. So I am tired from that, but I am working hard to put out the best content I possibly can for that. And also, Waifu Views is getting ready to do a big Halloween Blurred Bash costume party for our last episode of the spooky season. We have been doing a lot of cosplays and a lot of spooky themed episodes. And so we're going to have a lot of people from the Blurred Cartel. The Amazing Spider Cam is going to be there. Lelouch V is going to be there, and a bunch of other folks. And we're going to be playing some games and doing a Halloween candy tier list. And just, as my friend says, there's going to be a lot of debauchery and a lot of wild anime takes. So be sure to find us on Facebook as well as YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And we just hope you enjoy. We have a lot going on. So yeah, and per usual, I'm glad to be here. I love 3-episode rule. I think it's a great show with a great concept, and I'm really ready to get into this anime.
Don't forget to watch this episode also on blur.com, Blurred Official on YouTube. I post up in, when after pretty much this drops. But we're back fall 2023 of anime. Probably a highly anticipated.
It's a big season.
So, pretty much Hell's Paradise took over this summer. What it was, but it wasn't alone. Masha was there also. What was also on there?
Dead Mount Death Play.
Dead Mount Death Play. Having the Delusion.
Yeah, having Delusion.
There's a lot on there, but it's even more in fall. So we're going to talk about Undead Unluck. We're going to talk about this today, but we have a lot going on in the fall season. The Range Detective, that's out. Fire first episode, in my opinion. That's there. Don't forget Spy Family's out. Another reoccurring anime, but Shy first season. First episode, that was fire. I think for that genre. Berserk Gluttony, hop on that.
Shangri-La Frontier is a sleeper out there too.
I still didn't watch Shangri-La Frontier, but I did watch what's that one called?
Right in Crimson.
I didn't watch Radiant and Crimson because the first episode was an hour, and I didn't watch the other one that was 2 hours. Was that one? So I didn't touch on that one. Eminence of Shadow,
Season
recurring
2.
season. They got back to the flow of things. I thought that was fire. Shield
Oh,
Hero.
that's good.
Shield Hero's back. I thought they got back to the flow of things of season 1. Because fuck that turtle. So I do
Fuck that turtle.
you fuck that turtle. Fuck season 2.
I don't get
I
that.
do like season 3 where they picked them back from season 2, but it got the season 1 aspects of it. And still hate the fucking Shield Hero. So fall season of anime is here, and I do like it for the most part. Also, there's a bunch of stuff on Netflix too. Good Night World. I'm almost done that.
Man.
I'm almost done it. That's a fire. I guess Isekai kind of sort of because it jumped back and forth through the real world and that world. Another anime another adult anime I think that's out. Was it Captain Laser Eye thing sort of? I forgot it,
I
but
don't know what that one is.
it's
It's
on
like
Netflix.
Captain Laserhawk or something like that.
Captain Laserhawk Dragon Remix.
Yeah.
Don't be fooled by the name. It's fire. If you like 90s American tropes, you will like that. So I recommend that on Netflix. But as far as anime concerned, they have taken over for the fall of 2023, and
I recommend Pluto.
there's something for you to watch. Of all veterans, Spy Family's back. Apulsic Diaries, that's a new one to watch.
Tokyo Revengers.
Tokyo Revengers is still ass, but I'm gonna watch it nonetheless. Season 2 was ass. I mean, that's why I didn't watch it because I read the anime. I read the manga, but I ain't watching season 3. So, what's another new one?
So many. You mentioned Gluttony. Let's see what there's
Apothecary Diaries.
I didn't mention that.
Is out. The one that's by the creators of Soul Eater. It's called it's something E. Kabi.
Oh, the God app thing.
Yes,
that was a rant. That was a hard rant.
Yeah, Kingdom of Ruin is also really fire
Kingdom
right
of Ruin,
now.
That's another one. Kingdom of Ruin is really good. And listen, if you like some bullshit, watch Under Ninja. Under Ninja is good. I love Under Ninja. So
it's like prison school times 5
for ninjas.
Oh well, I'm in there.
So
I haven't been able to really watch much this season yet.
Go watch Under Ninja. It's nonsense, but it's funny. So we'll start with Undead Unluck. It was a highly popular anime going into the fall 2023 season. So episode 1 opens up with Fuko. She is reading her favorite manga, attempting to remove herself from the planet because of her because of her negator ability she doesn't know about. So we're gonna get into that. So of all negator abilities, so whoever touches her, they have a nasty string of unluck, depending on how long you touched her affection towards you, and stuff like that. This just makes it worse and worse and worse. But it all leads to death at this point. So she's attempting to jump off a train station and get hit by a train, but Andy shows up and he has an ability which is undead. So if you're thinking Deadpool, that's what you're thinking. He can't die.
Yeah,
pretty much.
So he is intrigued.
Now that I think about it, yeah.
I was thinking more Wolverine in personality wise, but no, he's Deadpool. Like, yeah,
he's Deadpool. So he's immediately intrigued by her because she pulled out a knife and says, "If you touch me, you'll get an uncurable disease." and you'll die. So that immediately intrigues him because of his unability or negator ability negate him from dying. So he immediately goes into the knife and stops her from committing suicide. It's like, suicide's boring. This day and age, or puts her back on the platform, and then her unability happens, and a little piece of concrete falls off, and he falls into a train and just bursts into
Splat.
basically splat. And then she's like, "No, I've done it again." And the head rolls up and just like, "Oh, I'm back," like could crack, and um, all of his body starts reforming, from the spine down, the rib cages to everything. And she immediately starts running. So just like doesn't know what's going on, what's
Zombie.
going on. And immediately calls him a zombie, and he doesn't like being called a zombie because he figured he's above a zombie at this point.
Which I
So
get.
if you are thrown off by episode 1 anime, i.e. Goblin Slayer, so Goblin Slayer season 2 is out also, which is phenomenal also. Uh, so the groping and all that other stuff is a thing in episode 1, but for a reason. Physical contact with her leads to a misfortune on your part, and he starts grabbing her chest and arms and stomach, all that other stuff. So it leads to going up on a roof, and a box of cargo bananas falls on him because he's touching her on all her lady parts and all that other stuff. And Lord and behold, she gets hit with her own misfortune or just accidental luck and slips on the banana and falls off a skyscraper. And she's like, "Oh, well, this time I'm going to go up." And she loses grip of her manga. And that's the last manga she ever read with a romanticizing factor. And she hasn't been romantic with anybody probably in 10 plus years. Or ever. You just say ever. And he comes through and he project his regenerating parts through his body, making his whole body a projectile, saving her, and said, "I will not let you die until you figure out how I can die." And that's how you get pretty much a partnership of Andy and Fuko at that point. And that's halfway through the show before you get into the negators and stuff like that. So Lelouch, how'd you feel about maybe the first half of the show? Did you want to continue it? Did you not want to continue? But you had no choice of continuing it for the show right here.
No. So the first few minutes of it, I was kind of just like, like I'm not super big on ecchi anime when it's like over the top. I don't think that they were over the top in it, but I was afraid that they were going to get towards it with the just like how the overall theme of it was going. I mean, I did like the ability that Undead had. Well, Andy has, just full out. You can destroy pretty much all of them, as it's going to regenerate. So that was cool seeing it in action, especially in anime form. But I didn't necessarily have a connection to Fuko early on. I mean, I thought she was there. I thought her backstory was sad, and like it reminded me a little bit of Rogue to a degree from X-Men. But I didn't like like have like an attachment to her early on. But I kept it pushing. I'll leave it there for now.
Ebony Moonbeam, your first 12, 13 minutes of this show, turn you on, turn you off, not in that way, but to continue watching the show or just turn it off. But you can't turn it off because you're on this show and we're on 3 episodes.
Correct. I agree with Lelouch on the points. Like, for me, the only thing that I would say was different was I instantly wanted to know more about this show in general. It was on my list of anticipated anime to watch for this year, for this season. And so when I watched the first episode, I was really enjoying it. I didn't have that bond or connection, like Lelouch said, to Fuko. However, I just had enough to be like, okay, her story's sad, So let's see where this goes. Like I cared enough just for plot itself, but not enough to say, oh, I really resonate with this character or anything like that. But Andy just came in like a whirlwind and I was instantly in love. I love everything about that. Those sometimes like deadpan characters or characters that just kind of say F the rules, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. And he's funny and but you know that everything that comes out of his mouth he's serious about, like he means it, similar to how Deadpool is. And it captivated me instantly, and I like gore, so being able to see like the blood and him fall apart and all of that stuff like that was really interesting. It piqued my interest.
Okay, so continue past episode one. They go to uh, I guess a abandoned mall. Looks like it seems, and then they have a touching moment where Fuko says she never got her hair cut because she was worried about the hairstylist or anybody touching her in general. And mind you, in the first 5 minutes, you could see Fuko kissing her dad goodbye because her parents had an overseas trip and I guess a engine trouble and 200 plus people died in the airplane that had Fuko's parent in there because she kissed her dad. So everybody got hit with the um, unlucky of her ability. So yeah, and you thought JJK's curse technique ability was confusion. The unability or negator ability is just as confusing, but
Definitely.
so they have a moment where Andy was hairstylist because he's so old, and we don't know how old Andy is, but he was a hairstylist back in whatever age he was alive in. And then the Negators goons show up, so they have no abilities. They're just random goons with swords and weapons and stuff like that. They cut Andy. Well, they give Andy a choice. It's just like, we're going to kill her unless you cut your head off without any regen ability. And we take you in. Andy was like, okay, cool, because I said I wasn't going to let you die, so I cut my own head off and give it to you. And Andy does that for her, and yeah, that sparked the interest in Fuko, and Fuko's just like, I'm not gonna let you go out like that. And from the I guess from the rooftop until then, the affection she had for Andy transversed into her luck ability, and the one goon does get struck by lightning, releasing Andy's head, and then it gets Fuko gets released from her captor and kisses Andy's head, and she just summons a damn comet down on the damn building for the most part. And yeah, that was for the most part the end of episode one. Just a comet, meteorite, not an asteroid, but an extraterrestrial rock object hit that building in this trajectory and precision to kill everybody but Andy. So yeah, that is the sake of episode one. So what y'all think of episode one and how it ended, and did it exceed your expectations or anything like that?
I like seeing the organization that came in. They did what they were supposed to do, like kind of have that feeling of like, okay, these are clearly the bad guys. They are very low on the moral spectrum. You know what I'm saying?
We're clearly the bad guys.
Yeah. And you get your typical good triumphs over bad in the first episode. Deus Ex Machina type thing. Also seeing exactly like how her powers can trigger, like just being able to like spontaneously cause a meteor to come down on the planet is crazy. Like that's especially unconsciously doing that. that's a pretty impressive feat. I mean, yeah, you see it in stuff like Naruto Shippuden with Madara and or in One Piece, but it's not a small thing to make something like that happen. So that was cool. Um, the ending of it definitely intrigued me to go on watching more of it. I gained more of an a liking for Fuko as it progressed, but I still don't love her. I don't dislike her, but she's not like the draw to me for the show. What you
Um, by the end of the episode, I definitely wanted more. I After episode one, I was locked in. To be honest, Fuko did grow on me after finding out like her backstory and how just this power that she was kind of like born with. Well, you never. I don't think they ever explained if she was born with it or if it like happened later on down the line. But like that's the reason why she lost her family and that she's basically been on her own. And so I do feel like a certain level of sympathy for that. But then watching their connection grow, because I never thought that it was going to give like any type of semblance of like a love story. And I typically don't like stuff like that anyway, unless I'm watching romance. And but you kind of get this connection and this bond. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't hate this. I actually really like this. And watching them interact, it's really funny. And I knew it was gonna be funny, but I guess I didn't expect it to have such serious like tones while also being funny. And even with like the bad guys, yeah, they come in and you know that they're a bad organization, but even the bad guys were interesting to me. Not just their powers, but like the way that they look, the character designs I thought were really interesting. And I just feel like this is one of those shows that you're not sure what you're gonna get. And I like that because I really have no idea where they're going with this, but I'm here for the ride so far.
So out of five, would you get the first episode?
Who me?
Anybody? Yeah.
I would give it a 4.
It's a 3 for me. But again, it was enjoyable enough to want to keep going. It wasn't just for the show that I continued it, but solid 3. What you?
I give it a 4, but certain shows had disappointed me at the end, i.e., Matchel ass ending. Like,
Yeah,
terrible show.
they ended that too soon. But
Yeah, I think they could have gave us like
Yeah.
another 2 episodes.
It's a 12-episode anime. What can you do? So episode 2 have Fuko and Andy in the alleyway, and they're still reminiscing on their ability, how it works, how the contact works, how the depending on if she likes you, if she dislikes you, what area of her body you have to touch. Andy's still naked at this point, so yeah, they talk about consummating and all that other stuff. So yeah, so Andy figures out the Union is still after them, and it's only a matter of time. So Andy takes them to one of like his like Nick Fury type headquarters and like puts a body armor on her and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, we gotta get out of the city because the motherfuckers is coming, regardless of anything else, because the motherfuckers nabbed me and I was in there for 50 years and all that other shit. So to sum it up, they're on a highway and trying to escape, and then the Union shows up and they kind of like transverse reality and just like breaks through. So I'm also interested in what type of setting they're in, living wise and just planet wise, because the Union motherfuckers is transverse reality and break through reality.
Bruh, like
That dimension, like straight up, like.
And he wasn't surprised of it, just like, oh yeah, that's them.
He's like, yeah, that's what happened last time. What?
I remember them. They nabbed me like 50 years ago. Like,
yeah, and I remember like the Matrix. That's the only thing that you can do to that. Like how a homeless person can just turn into Agent Smith and just like by touch, and just like transversing reality. It's like, all right, we're here. We're ready to fuck y'all up. So just enjoy it. So it's a deserted highway. They explain why it was a deserted highway for construction and stuff like that. So you got Void um, showing up and Sheen showing up. So
Which I love
Sheen
that.
immediately immobilizes Fuko, and all she can move is her arms and stuff like that. And she's like asking her questions, just like, "Oh, I'm interested in you. Like, why did you do this? Why did you do that?" And he's asking her questions, and Void is like, "Yo, kill her right now. Just get rid of her. You don't need her." She's like, "No, I want to ask her questions." So you figure out later on that's how Sheen's ability works. He has to be fond of you. He has to ask you questions. He has to, the more he knows about you, the more he can take over of your body with his negator ability. So we won't give away any spoilers of that, but if you want to know, we'll tell you. And Void proceeds to fight Andy. And Andy goes to a sword strike. And mind you, Andy, the way he seeps his sword through his body is hilarious. You see it through his chest, it's through his back, it's through his head, it's through his arms. He has multitude of different abilities. He goes to attack Void, and his body just shuts down, and just like, all right, cool. I'm planking on the damn highway. So they already revealed this. So Void's ability is unavoidable. I get undead, unluck, unavoidable. It's a theme going on here, and I really like that about this show. How the unavoidable, and it's not cut in stone. You can evolve your ability through how you perceive your ability. So your ability can be ass. You can be unseen, but if you evolve your unseen through your own mind, you can propel it to. You can be unseen through different spectrums of light. You can be unseen through different spectrums of weight. You can be unseen through different spectrums of reality. At that point, it's just how you perceive your own ability, how smart you are. So, manga spoilers for that. But it doesn't intrigue to this. So, unavoidable is you can't avoid his attack. If he swings at you, you're going to take this hit. You can counter if you survive it. You can counterattack it, but unavoidable is you're going to get hit by that shit. So for y'all in seeing the first negator ability being unavoidable, how did y'all feel about how they approach the scene, the fight between Void and Andy, just like Sheen and his abilities, and how he kept it pretty close to hit at that point for you to not know because Andy didn't know throughout the fight. Is it him doing it? Is it that doing it? But Andy figured out deduce Roy's ability throughout the fight. How did y'all feel about that part of the episode?
I really enjoyed it. The world building that they were able to do within that short amount of time was pretty dope. Like, you knew about what the union was, you knew that there were 10 members in it, you knew basically like the goal that they're trying to aspire to relatively quickly. And they did it in a way that wasn't like crazy confusing or convoluted. You understood, how their world works a little bit better. You don't know everything, of course, but you get an idea. I think that was really well done. You get to see exactly how experienced Undead is with dealing with other negators, because I mean, his ability to deduce like ways to affect Unluck. Earlier in the episode, his ability to figure out exactly how they're fighting. How the other negators are fighting him. Mid battle was pretty dope. But when you're immortal and you can just take the hits until you figure it out, I guess that makes it a little bit easier. But bottom line, I think it was really well done. I enjoyed that.
Everything movie.
Yeah, I agree. They got into it really quickly and they gave a lot of information. And sometimes they either do that where it gets really messy and confusing, or it feels rushed. And I like that they get to the nitty gritty really quickly. Like now we know about who's going to be chasing them and all of that stuff, and we got out of the way, but we understood it. I appreciated. I liked these two characters. I thought they were the villains. They were really interesting and unique in their own right. And watching Undead fight them, and just like you said, he's trying to figure it out and deducing these things and stuff like that. But you see his experience within this, which I appreciate, because when you get a lot of anime, especially these days, first off, you typically have a villain that explains their power and stuff like that. And so these villains didn't do that. We're like, we're not telling you how our power works and stuff. You got to figure it out. And you watch him try different things out to truly figure out how, like, what they have going on. And so I like that. I um I thought it was really well done. This show is just showing me that it's gonna just keep building. It's chaotic, but in a good way. You know, like it's not like Dead Mount Death Play where it was chaotic and
Ah,
sometimes it was good and other times it was like this is way too much. Like I'm confused. But this, there's so much going on, but you just want to be along for the ride.
yeah. I
So
mean,
it's
for this
working.
one, yeah, they were just like, we're not telling you how our shit works. You gotta figure it out. Fuck you. And then initially, well, Andy initially did, and he ended up touching Fuko, and Fuko had her ability happen, and Semi comes onto the highway out of nowhere, and they eventually get to a sky rise, and Andy's still fighting the two, but he's mostly fighting Void, and this was not an unlocked ability because the skyscraper was set for demolition at that point. He runs into a whole building just set for demolition on dynamite, and then the building blows up, and uh, everybody's still alive at that point, and Andy gets rid of Void, he kills him, and she's like, "Oh well, you know, you got one chair open. So the rule is for the union, they hunt negators that can off balance the world. But if there is a seat open, they'll gladly take you for a seat, and the max is 10. Void dies, there's a seat open. Just like, oh, there's a seat open. And she's really chill about it. Just like, there's a seat open. One of y'all can take it. You don't gotta fight me. I don't want to fight necessarily. I just let me kill the girl. And Andy's not for it. He fights Sheen and just like, I'm not gonna tell you my ability. I'm just gonna beat your ass and just like this can go on forever. What I need y'all to do is this. Go to Russia. Somebody will be there from our organization. If you can take her out, take the seat. You got it. And Sheen leaves. So Sheen's ability is untruth. And y'all can figure that out if y'all want to. I'm not gonna spoil it because I know what untruth
I was
is.
about to say you kind of just spoiled it for me because I
I'm
didn't
not
know that.
really.
Did you know that? I didn't know that.
I didn't know, but I mean, I get it. I get how it
Yeah,
works
it makes
now.
So if
sense.
you watch the
Mm,
episode, you can kind of get it, but you won't know what it is.
Hmm.
mm-hmm.
So Sheen's ability is untruth. Figure that out if you want to.
Yeah, I got it because yeah, I won't
Yeah, I
spoil it
get it
here.
too.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
I'm
It's-
just getting an
I liked him a
undead,
lot.
Ego.
unluck, unavoidable. Now it's untruth. So figure that out if you want to. And the whole goal for Sheen is you're just like, go ahead. If you can beat one of these people that is going to be in Russia at this time, come join us. I don't really care. But it's 10 seats. We're down one. For your goal, we need to be down two. So beat this one person. It's not going to be me, though, because I'm out of here. So he leaves, and it's Andy and Fuko. They're going to head to Russia to face somebody that's going to be there. So, what y'all think about episode 2 as a whole?
Fire. Again, you gave me action, you gave me world building, you gave me character development, you gave me a goal to see them strive for at least one arc of the show. Um, I can't really ask for a whole lot more than that. So the kudos.
Yeah, I agree. I loved all of those things. I really like Sheen. I thought that his character is extremely interesting, not just by the way he carries himself, but you can tell that there's something deeper going on with him for him to just really like just come out the blue and be like, "Yeah, well, you can off one of my teammates. I'm cool with that." Or whatever. Like
Hmm.
there's definitely more to him, and I like that they kind of left it that way. And I also appreciate the bond and connection that the two main characters are creating. It doesn't feel forced and it doesn't feel rushed. Like anytime he does something for her or she does something for him, like you can tell that it's just like they're each other's missing piece to the puzzle. And so they're kind of growing together and figuring that out. And so I like that it doesn't feel like, oh well, this is the male protagonist and this is the female protagonist. So we gotta put them together. It makes sense. And everything that they do, even her learning more about her powers and us learning more about her powers in this episode where we realize that um the magnitude of the unluck comes from like the major connection and how certain things change, and you know even stuff down to relationships, but like even stuff sexually, on that type of connection and level. And you see like little tidbits here and there, things that Undead does, that if you're a person that is big into romance, you can see that, oh, the way he wraps his arm around her and pulls her clothes, that is a sign of affection and not just something he's doing. And so you see it's growing and it's turning into something really interesting. I loved it. I don't think we could have asked for anything else in this. We got great fight scenes. Just like Lelouch said, I can't think of one thing that I would have asked for in that episode that wasn't already given to me.
Right. So we're here. It's 3 episode rule. So we're going to do the third episode. Pick it up or drop it off. So we're gonna figure that out after this, our assessment of third episode. Third episode, they're going to go to Russia. They have a boat already, so it may have been alive for 100 years. Why wouldn't he have a boat or some money or some time abroad and stuff like that? Who knows? But they're getting attacked by fighter pilots, stuff like that. So pretty much, um, Fuko ability kicks off again with the unluck. So Andy grabs her again and just like, you need one of your abilities to go off. And he's trying to still get a sense of her ability, whether it be affection, be touch, be uh, companionship, where it would be something along the lines of just like the bigger the affection, the bigger the unluck goes off, or just like would it be situation be dire, be life and death? We're figuring it out. So he initiates a dormant volcano to go off underwater and kind of get rid of one of the jets that's attacking them. But they do succumb to some gunfire, stuff like that, and Andy has to Andy has to save Fuko from drowning, and she's at the bottom of the ocean at this point. So who knows how she survived? He kind of manipulate. He cuts off his own legs at this point to propel his
I'm getting back to the surface here.
The things that he does with his body, it's ridiculous.
So the volcano eruption happened afterwards because he said, "I did mouth to mouth," and it's like, "Oh, okay, that's how I came back." He's like, "No, I had to do." I had to grab your body and do mouth to mouth and do all this extra shit for the volcano to erupt, for them to get out of the situation they were in. So once again, we figured out that physical touch plus affection of the character to save her life plus another thing equals a dormant volcano erupting at the bottom of the sea to get rid of these enemy forces that was chasing them. So, Laura and behold, they do end up in Russia, and they showed the lake that they were supposed to be at, and Fuko never been out of Japan ever in life because she was just shut in. She was all, her whole life and not even getting a haircut. Goes to the beach they was supposed to be at, and Annie's like, "I'm gonna meet up with some war buddies. You just go chill at the beach, go have fun." And Fuko doesn't know how to act in a public setting outside of Japan, and she's like, "What do I do at a beach?" She's bumping into people. She doesn't know what's going on, and she meets a person painting, and they kind of hit it off immediately. And then they start painting a picture of the scenery. So at that point, what y'all thought of the episode so far from beginning to that point?
So this is where I really got the like Wolverine vibes from Undead. Like, him having an old war buddy in a foreign country that he's just going randomly off to see. While leaving this girl who has never been out of her country in a place where she can't speak to anyone or read anything. It's like, yeah, I'll see you in a couple days. I don't know why that felt very Logan to me, but it did. So I mean, Wolverine's one of my favorite characters in fiction. So I mean, it's a good comparison. But yeah, he did that. Get to meet this other character that has been important in, I guess, the background of the Undead's history, and uh, she says a lot, but not a lot at the same time. Like, you hear a lot of her like ideology of like what she thinks of life and of things that she sees in a very quick moment. I really enjoyed that. Bottom line, this is a good show, man. This was a pretty good episode up to that point. And it led up really well to how the rest of the episode ended too.
Yeah, I agree. I just love how ridiculous he is. I can't get enough of it. And when it comes to, but I was glad that he kind of left her there, because you got to really see, based off of her interaction with the woman, that she is still very naive and closeted because of her power and stuff. Because I don't really remember how old she is, but
I think she's 18 at this point.
yeah. So I thought that she was at least an adult, but she looks at the world kind of like a kid. Like, she walks up to the girl, she starts chatting with her, and then she just starts telling all of her business and stuff. And it's like, girl, keep some things to yourself. But just like Lelouch said, this character that she meets, she's telling you so much about who she is and what she believes in without directly saying things. She even says something along the lines of, she calls her lucky or something like that.
Little Lucky.
And yeah, because of her. And then she claims that it's because of her hat. But the minute she said that, I was like, who are you? You're somebody. You're a problem, I can tell. So yeah, I thought that it was a solid, up to that point it was solid. I thought that we got to see a little bit of who she is separate from him, because the show starts off really quickly where they're damn near within like the first 5 minutes. Now they're together. You know what I mean? So it was interesting to see how she carries herself and how she would adapt to certain things when he wasn't in the vicinity. So I like that.
So she runs into Gina, that's in the Union also, but she doesn't. She disguises herself as a regular girl. Um, and she also has an affinity towards Andy, and pretty much why she likes Andy is accustomed to her negator ability, but Foucault doesn't know this at this point. So she describes Andy at this point, and there's certain nuances that we haven't got to, so we explain them in the end. So, um, so Gina, her ability is unchanged. We won't talk about what unchanged is, but she sort of like unearths the beach and changes water to pretty much steps and walks down them, and just like, and Andy is ready to fight her at this point. So just like, all right, let's go.
Literally comes out the woodwork and just like, yeah,
That's how
fight time.
episode 3 changed. She gets, she's walking down this pedestal, just like
a god. Water. She just came out like.
So I understand how her powers work, kind of, sort of, but it's still convoluted at this point, and why certain nuances. So before we get into the nuances of all 3 episodes, would y'all rank episode 3?
Episode 3, I give it a 4. I really liked it. She gave me some S Death vibes, and if you know me, I'm a big fan of S Death. I would have liked to get a little bit more, because I think they had a good pace of letting you get more information about Foucault and Andy pretty consistently throughout the first 2 episodes. I would have liked more of that. I'm not upset that they took Andy out of it, because again, it set up the rest of the episode pretty well. But I would have liked to get a little bit more of Andy in it. But I'm a little bit more biased towards his character than Foucault. I can admit that. So that's my slight mark. But overall, really good episode.
Yeah, if I gave I gave last episode a 5. I would say it was a 4. Honestly, it could have been even closer to like a 3.5 to a 4, because I still didn't enjoy it as much as episode 1, but I liked the villain character. I liked her, and I liked how that progressed, and I liked what led up to it, like the whole getting on the Russian boat and going. Like, I thought that was funny, and watching that aspect. But it felt like a slower paced episode than the first 2, which which I don't hate. It doesn't have to be super fast paced. I would just say that probably because of that, there was a lot more dialogue, which I don't want to say was unnecessary dialogue, because like we've already stated, a lot of what the negator says is she's saying a lot without really being specific. So it just was a different kind of pace for me. So I would probably put it closer to like low 4.
Yeah, so some of the standout nuances for episode 3. Look at Gina. She doesn't wear take away the banner for this episode real quick. She doesn't wear shoes. That one, that's cause of her negator ability. So be watchful for that. Episode 4, if you want to continue watching this episode, that episode, keep watching this though. We're going to talk about different anime, all that other stuff. But she doesn't wear shoes, she doesn't have gloves on, so that's cause for her negator ability to go off. Also, Sheen, with his negator ability, he has to, why he was asking questions, why he was so fond of her, why he didn't kill her, why he was just keeping the conversation going with Foucault. More of his negator.
And look at that outfit. Like, the character design is just
the drip.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah, he's getting cosplay. So cool. He's getting cosplay.
He's in cosplay mode. Also, Andy, this was in episode 1, so it's fair enough to say he took the piece of shard out of his head to regain
his memory.
And then the shard in his head to stop the memories he's had from over living for so long, overloading his brain. So that the knowledge of the negators he originally had to be a 5, he's like, oh, he can't fight. He's just long living, and we could beat his ass. And he took the shot at his head, just like, no, I'm gonna take all that time of living and put all that shit into my brain and kick everybody's ass. So, and then also the meteor coming down made Fuko's, uh, uh, I guess, disaster meter or something like that go from a 5 to a 7 also. So Andy was already at like a 8 or something like that. So I mean, and then he can put the shard back in his head to be logical and not um, exacerbate his thoughts of living and stuff like that, and just stay within the moment of when he's alive as of right now, versus him taking out and absorbing all that memory. Like, imagine just absorbing all the memory of you being alive for 100+ years.
I don't want that.
It is like overloading your brain. You
that.
can't die.
Man, this just all screams Wolverine to me, because like that's what
Yeah,
Charles used to do for him.
Stop that from happening. Also, yeah. So, Void is dead. So unavoidable. We all know what that ability is. Untruth. Y'all figure that out. And Gina's ability is Unchanged. So y'all figure that out. What you think it might be. So when I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, she's telekinetic, something like that, or just like can have some type of life control or something to raise up the earth and make the, water steps and stuff like that. So,
So for me, I think she's changing. Like she's making the atoms stop moving, which is making them solid. Like that's what I think of when I hear that.
That's what I think of too. I think that she's changing the molecular structure.
All right. So what do y'all think?
To fit her needs.
All right. So y'all say that. What do y'all think Untruth is?
Anytime he finds like a bit of doubt towards something for you, that's when he can control you to some degree. It's like, nope, you weren't completely honest when you said that. So yeah.
I mean, we think Untruth is.
I agree. That's what I think it is.
You're right and wrong at the same time, which is good. Which is good for us. You're right and wrong at the same time. I know what Untruth is, and it's broken. Listen, once y'all, and I'll give away one and this, when y'all, if you get a chance, read up on the evolution of Unseen.
Okay.
And see how how trash it was in the beginning, and how broken it is now. Because you can evolve your ability in this show,
right.
So that's why I do like it. So I don't know how broken Fuka would be with the unluck she is now. How I seen the evolution of Unseen and how trash it was in the beginning, how broken he made it in the manga. Well, Injustice is just ridiculous, so we're not going to talk about that. That's just...
Well, just think about the damage that she does without being able to control it. Mm-hmm. Like, imagine if she can say, okay, well, when this happens, I want this to happen. Like, she didn't choose a meteorite, that just happened.
Yeah. So, Unseen, he did some broken ass shit on that jump. Injustice is just like ridiculous, so I don't even want to talk about that. 3-episode rule. Undead Unluck.
Keep watching it.
I would keep watching it.
Definitely keep watching it.
I would keep watching episode 4.
You won't regret it.
So the next show we are doing is Berserk of Gluttony. So that's the next joint. I'm well into episode 3. I know what happens.
I'm only on 2. I gotta still watch the 3rd one for Berserk of Gluttony, but I like it. It's solid.
I like the twist that happened in episode 2 for that to keep going the way King can go. But yeah. So watch that. We're gonna do Shy. We're gonna do uh oh the Range Detective. Oh my god, that
I
guy.
have not started that yet.
Yeah,
I
I
got
haven't
to.
started, but it is on the list.
that guy is broken. Fuck L. Your man Lelouch. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. This guy is ridiculous. So he's
Okay.
just like
Oh,
on a local. Well, they're on a bigger level than him, but on a local level, him figuring out this crime and stuff like that, he's on another level. But he's city tier. We can't say he's loosely tier. We can't say he's like Armand tier and stuff like that. And just figuring out supernatural stuff. When it
is
comes
he
to
like
like,
Is he like up there with like Rompo from Bungo Stray Dogs?
he's up there with him.
Okay.
Ooh, then
He's up there.
I will be watching that tonight. Then
So go watch Deranged Detective. It has a weird title to it. Like you gotta put in like the name of the person. Then it's not really called Deranged Detective. It's called like Misfortune Detective. But it's still really good. I watched the first episode. It is nuts. Like the way he solved this first crime, I'm like, yeah, this is nuts. But that's why we're here. 3 episode rule. But Berserker Gluttony, we're gonna do that next. It's not a isekai, but it's kind of
Yeah.
magical.
Yeah. It's a
Goblin
magical
Slayer.
world, other world. Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
like an isekai that's not an isekai because I'm
it's
not a
not an
huge
easy
fan of
guy.
the genre.
But
So
so
I'm cool with that.
Berserk Gluttony is good. I'm on episode 3. Um, it's not all about Jujutsu Kaisen this season. It's a bunch of stuff out.
Even though Juju is
Because I
like
was
that,
about to say
though.
Juju is
But it's not
snapping
just. It's
though.
not just that. It's not just that.
It is peak from the last episode. I am curious, but Jujutsu Kaisen Thursdays is a thing. So, but you hear 3 episode rule. Lushby, Ebony Moonbeam, they got their own stuff going on. Lushby, talk about what you got going on. You got Bird.com, Bird Official. You got your own podcast. You got your own app going on, Coalition. So what's up? You got
The
time
man
to
that never
Mm,
sleeps. Do you sleep?
What
live
is?
your
I
life?
mean, I try to usually. Like it gets there. Um. But yeah, make sure you check out the Den and L podcast on YouTube. We just posted our Halloween ranking. It's gonna be something that we kind of do annually for the show. Kind of got a tier list of some of our favorite Halloween movies to see where we all decide to land them. Um, and yeah, check out Bird.com. We got new merch coming soon. We got articles being posted regularly. You got a lot of people doing advertising through us, so you can see a lot of products you might not have known about that are some pretty hot tier stuff. So come check us out.
And not to sneeze at that, Ebony Movement has a lot going on. Her own stuff going on. 31 days of cosplay that she does have on her social media platforms, TikTok, Facebook, everything she has going on with that. She also has watch reviews Sundays at 8 on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Also, she also has a Halloween party going on that she is meticulously trying to get that ready for going on. High preparation for that. Everybody get your videos in. I am one of the culprits that didn't have their videos in. I will have that on tomorrow.
But
She's doing
yelling at him
everything.
at the last show.
She's doing everything. Make this great. Never mind my laziness, but she's also here for 3 episode rule. Also, she was also here for roundtable, so iconic animated text, and that got into a little bit of a hissy fit. So I mean, but it's all about dedication and love for what you do. So I mean, any movie, what you got going on?
Well, yeah, follow me on Ebony underscore Moonbeam, pretty please. He basically said everything. I'm participating in 31 days of Halloween cosplay. I am extremely tired. I went to bed at 7:30 this morning and then I went to work at 10. So, and I have not eaten all day. So I'm going to be doing that. And then I'm going to be doing 2 more cosplays tonight because I'm actually behind and I'm determined to have 31 by Halloween. So I'm working on that, and we are chugging along with the Halloween episodes. We've done a lot of great ones. Last week was a great one if you want to check that one out. We covered monsters and creatures, and we did a crazy fuck Mary kill creature edition. So it was insane, but quite entertaining. And we
The
are getting ready for
xenomorph
the
though, like you just watch the episodes, yo.
Yeah, it's crazy
watch
this
watch the
xenomorph fight.
episode.
We're
It
not
was
gonna
a
do that.
crazy episode. It was a very crazy episode. And we're getting ready for the Blurred Badge. These two beautiful people are going to be there joining us, and lots more. We are going to be doing a Halloween candy tier list, which is going to be interesting because I know some people that really like candy corn and I hate it. So we're going to be going at it for that. There's going to be some libations involved, a bunch of fun games, and I can announce it now. The waifus are going to be judging everybody. We're going to allow them about a minute and 30 seconds to convince us of their wildest anime take. And if they convince us, then they're good. If they don't convince us, then they have to drink. And it's not a sip either. So I'm looking forward to that. You can always find me on Wednesdays at the Blur Cartels Roundtable. I just had basically majority of the show was me arguing that Sailor Moon's Moon Prism is iconic, and it's not up for debate. And also we have been doing a battle of the sexes with waifu views and the Blair Cartels roundtable. That will continue next week, and the ladies are up, so we're doing our thing with Anime Jeopardy and whatnot. And yeah, it's a fun time. Be sure to follow Waifu Views on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We also now have a Discord where we'll be doing watch parties, exclusives for cosplays and shows, networking, the works. You can even request cosplays and stuff like that. So it's going to be a fun time. And yeah, be sure to tune in Sunday, October 29th, which is this Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time for the shenanigans and debauchery. Blurred stock.
Yes, and then follow Blur Cartel, Facebook, IG, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, TikTok, Twitch. Welcome to Hollywood. Tomorrow, Thursday, he's back to back with what it sounds like. Also after that, and then Fridays is Friday Night Year Wrestling. And also watch the Pin Down on Put Through Entertainment. Go watch that, and then make it make sense on Saturday with the current events that's going on. The males have strike back on the females with places not to take women to. So all that is interesting. you know, I expand upon my city where to take my dates to. So yeah, just enjoy it. Don't be a stickler. Don't do all that. And also Sundays is the Halloween bash. All the Blurred spectrums is going to overall 99 Media, Blurred Group Entertainment, Blur Cartel is going to join the wife reviews and Halloween candy tier list. You know, get that candy corn in your bucket. You gonna throw it back at the person? Who knows? You
Yes.
TP your house?
Yes,
Who knows? But I never received that. So
cosplays will be involved. Remember, cosplays
yes,
will be
I will
involved.
be in cosplay. Tuesday, I will take my child out for trick or treating. I will inspect her bucket, make sure, and steal from it if it's all safe. So, other than that, the joy of being a parent at that point in time. So, we're at that Asian uh, demographic of you take from the kids. They get a little haul. That 10% goes to us. That's our security detail right there. That's our time and effort going into making sure you can be safe and go home to. Where you live at, where you don't pay
Is it
bills.
bad that I already bought like my own Halloween candy?
That is disgusting, tremendous, and just you wait till the day after to buy the Halloween costume if you are a parent of none. So, but
I'm
the
a
fact,
fan of none, so
uh,
I wanted candy.
fair enough. You know, if you love candy, go ahead and do it. If you like anime, go watch Undead Unluck. And go watch it for what it was worth. We are doing Berserk Gluttony next, and we have a ton of anime. It's a good season to watch anime. Reoccurring stuff. Go watch Doctor Stone. Go watch Jujutsu Kaisen. Go watch a bunch of stuff that's already continuation. But we're just doing the new stuff. So
Mhm.
other than that, Lelouch Ebony underscore movie, Made Spider Can, aka the villain of the Blur Cartel. You know, come through next week. We're gonna talk about Berserk Gluttony, first three episodes. Yeah, got stuff going on. And tune in Sunday, Big Bird Blash. Hopefully, Lelouch that's the one in question that's going to be in cosplay. Is he not going to be in cosplay? Is he going to be in cosplay? We'll figure it out.
You gonna see?
Don't you dare!
I told you we are going to see Amazon Prime 2 days. 2 days you can get a costume real quick.
I even told him he could put on a do rag and come as you for all I care.
The do rag is crazy.
I might have something together.
You think a do rag's going over that?
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
I'll see
Don't let
y'all.
it get picked out. Oh my god.
You
She
need a
wants them
wig
to get
cap first to
she wants
squish
them
it
to get
down.
a hot comb treatment for a bird patch. Which is probably not happening, but we'll see y'all next week. Berserk got me. Go watch Undead Unluck. You got time to watch it? Go watch it. Matter of fact, go watch all anime.
Yes.
Shit's on Netflix too. Crunchyroll Negroes. I already got like a settlement or something. I don't know. That's on TikTok, but
Yeah.
enjoy yourselves. Subscribe.